Obviously, there is something that has to be done about the voice because they sound, well, you know, I wasn't singing the best I could, okay? So whenever you are in that situation where you have a good track but you're not satisfied with the voices, you think they should sound better, there's one trick that I found myself, okay? So here is what you do. You're gonna put some sorts of what's called in live resonator, okay? Just leave it default setting. You can move the pitches a little bit. Dry wet, don't forget to put it at around 78, 75, okay? And I'm also going to put some overdrive because the overdrive is going to bring to my voice some power, you know, it's some kind of distortion. What else can we do here? Basically, I'm playing with the effect here, and as I'm stacking the effects together, they start building the sound for me. So I'm just going to grab a few effects randomly and let the computer do the job for me. So I want to put some chorus, for example. Chorus is very good for the voice. I see here an effect called corpus, and I don't know what that is, but what matters is that you are mixing all those effects together, okay? You get the concept. And I don't know if I put flanger already, but I'm going to finish with a touch of flanger. Now all those effects will probably make the sound too loud. So here I have my lyric track and I put the volume down to 0. And I will slowly bring it back into the mix as we listen to it, okay?
When you look at me, breathing here, you are still here standing, no meaning with me. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's not bad at all. So when you reach this level in your track, you basically have the spirit of your song because you have the bass, you have the lyrics, you have the drum. So all the important ingredients are now ready, okay? You don't need to touch them again. Now we're just gonna build things around it, okay? So let's move on. Adding chords in a song is very funny because you know that your song is solid and that you have the bass behind you. So now it's kind of the funny part. It can also be really tricky and dangerous because there are certain mistakes you do not want to do. So I'm going to play the track and I will show you an example of what you don't want to do, okay? So you really make the difference, okay? Okay, can you tell me what the mistake is? Well, I'm overplaying. I'm putting too much chords, and then when I'm gonna bring the voice back, it's gonna be messy, okay? So I'm just gonna put less chords and record it this time. Okay. And now we can bring back the lyrics and we kind of know already that it's gonna sound good.
When you look at me, breathing the air, you are still.
This editing notes can be really, really powerful. Sometimes I just stretch some notes. See? Even copy paste some notes and do some funny things. Okay. Sometimes it might not work and sound bad, but most of the time you get out things you would not do normally.
You look at me, breathing the air, you are still here standing with me.
See this sound?
You are still here.
This is good. This is something I didn't know it would do that, and now I like it. So that's one track of chords. We can add another one. I can duplicate that one. Change a little bit what's going on, like this. Change the sound of the synthesizer. Let's take a keyboard, a piano, and let's listen to that. You probably made a song already And at some point you start to have too many instruments, too many things are going on. And you don't hear clearly the voice, you don't hear clearly what's going on. I'm having this problem right now. It's all about panoramics and stereo field. In other words, if this sound is going to be on the right or on the left, okay? So let me say a few words about panoramics. When you make a song, it's very important to keep the main instruments, at least that's what people teach us, that it's important to keep the main instruments in the middle, the voice, the kick, and basically everything else is going to be panel around. Well, why is it like this? Ask yourself, why is it that the kick and the voice should be in the middle and the other instruments should be all around? Because the only reason we put the other instruments around is that we hear them better, they're out of the center. So I'm gonna tell you how I work. I put the main instruments on the total left or right. It's called hard panning. So my kick, for example, is gonna go on the right here. And it's gonna sound good. Okay, so just before we can start organizing our song and getting close to the final results, I will add a new instrument track that is like my bridge, you know, at some point you want to hear something different from the beginning. So there is a couple of ways to do that. What I like to do is start with a very simple keyboard synthesizer and record something completely new. See, I don't have any instruments in that part, and I'm just gonna make something that has nothing to do with what I did before. So let's record something, I don't know. Okay. Now, of course, if I put this there and I just play everything together, it's not convincing. First, you know your drum is not the right kind of drum for this part, because it's more like a kind of free spirit part where the drum should be more, where the drum should be less present actually, okay? So here I have my drums, and just by sliding everything up, if it works, no, it's not working. So just by sliding everything up like that, you're getting rid of the kick, okay, that I had here. So you create something more light. So now let's just listen to this. And you can check, you can go back in your ideas at this point and see, okay, what else do I still have? That's a bass. So I'm going to use my bass and integrate it in the new part I'm creating here. Of course I can replay the bass, but I'll show you a cool trick that you can just use this sample really fast and make it a bass. So first thing you want to do is to click this warp button, and then you want to transpose 1 octave lower. So this way you start to get the bass feeling. Now, as you can see, it starts to sound more like a bass, but it still sounds a little bit human. So it's very easy to fix. You can just choose one of the effects you like the most. I like the redux effect. What it does is it put it down sample. Okay, so let's listen like this. See, now you get this kind of a warm bass sound that you have a lot in dubstep. Actually, that's very close to what Skrillex is using. So now let's just listen to our new part with the bass we just added.
Okay, not bad at all. Maybe we add one more instrument, but we can use some of the instruments we already use, like we have chords here. I'm gonna make sure it's really out of the way, so I'm gonna play really high frequencies, okay, so it still leaves place to hear everything correctly. Ready? Let's just record something. So let's record something. When you are done with this, you are ready to start organizing your song and making different parts and having the final 3 or 4 minutes long song. So let's move on to the last part before the mastering.